Well, staying with ANC infighting, an urgent court application by ANC presidential hopeful Matthew Spolza to stop the Mpumalanga branches that nominated Unity for the ANC top 6 positions from attending the party's national conference is expected to be heard in the High Court in Johannesburg today. The applicants have taken the ANC at the Thuli House, the Mpumalanga ANC and Provincial Chair David Mabuza to court ahead of this weekend's national conference. Some 233 branches nominated Unity during their branch meetings after sources said Mabuza reportedly instructed branches not to choose any candidate but write Unity on the leadership nomination forms. Well, let's go back now to our reporter Busisiwe Jemsana in the Eastern Cape after that ruling by the Grahamstown High Court. Busi, good afternoon to you. So the applicants wanting to appeal this ruling with only 4 days to go before the conference. How much of an impact could this have on the conference?
Afternoon. Again, once more, Natasha. You and I see 4 days. The applicants are saying, well, 4 days is enough time to get the Congress nullified. They are going to appeal this decision, making reference to another court case saying if they have it their way, they can even get to the court to nullify this Congress tomorrow ahead of the National Congress. As soon as they get to read the document, they get to read extensively the judgment so as to find which arguments will work for them in order for them to win this court case. It's just 4 days to the National Conference, but they are confident that there are things that the court did not look into specifically in terms of trying to get the judgment to favor them, Natasha. And one of the other things they are saying is that they want, come the national conference this weekend, they want this province to be nullified. But some were saying, Natasha, it has no bearing at all because it is the branches themselves who made their nominations in the Provincial General Council meetings to say who they want, and therefore the PEC has no stand in that. But another argument is that the people who presided over those BGMs are the very same people who were elected illegitimately. So it is yet to be seen following this judgment or after their appeal if they will be successful and what kind of effect will that have on the Provincial Executive Committee. Remember, Natasha, there is still another dispute sitting at Thuli House that is disputing the legitimacy of the Provincial Executive Committee. You'd remember that a 7-member delegation was deployed to the province to investigate the events leading up to the election of that Congress. But one important thing, Natasha, that came up in this judgment is credentials. And you'd remember that the problems of the ANC in the province started with credentials. It led to the delays that we saw. It led to the hospitalization and injuries of some members in that conference that turned violent, questioning the credentials, the delegates that were inside, where they have the right to be inside, were they the right delegates to be inside that conference, and ultimately elect a Provincial Executive Committee. Now, Judge Thembekile Malusi says credentials were adopted, meaning the right people were inside the conference room, the right people elected the Provincial Executive Committee. One other argument that the respondents or applicants argued inside the courtroom was that the conference was adjourned by the chairperson, Phumulo Masualle, but the court found that Masualle did not have any authority or powers to adjourn that meeting, that conference, and therefore it was up to the meeting to adjourn that particular conference, and it did not, and therefore the conference was legitimate. Thirdly, Natasha, one important aspect that is mentioned in this 50-page document in that ANC members should allow ANC internal processes to take its place. ANC should be allowed to deal with its disputes, arising from the party. Natasha.
All right, Busi, thanks so much for that. We'll leave it there for now. Busisiwe Jemsana with some of the insight after that ruling at the Grahamstown High Court.